Hey!
Hey!
We're back for episode 2.
We're back. We're back.
Can you believe
How
it?
exciting.
Your name is...
I don't remember.
Oh, interesting. I see what you did there. Well, I'm Matt Watterworth. I'm not a robot holding you.
Oh, yeah. I'm Megan Westelmajer. I just had a flashback right
there
now.
You go. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Matt.
Yes.
Question. What's your favorite sci-fi movie?
Oh, favorite sci-fi. You know what comes to mind for me on this one is, Contact is actually a pretty cool and interesting sci-fi movie. It goes in an interesting direction. But I guess I really love, I love it so much I can't remember the name. What's the movie Denis Villeneuve did? This is what comes to mind. Where the alien language they're trying to.
Was it Arrival?
Not Dune. Arrival. Yes, Arrival. Arrival comes to mind for some reason.
All best sci-fis are one word.
Mm-hmm. It's so true. Yeah. So true. Like
Cocoon.
Like Dune. Cocoon is good. Yeah. Dune. Cocoon.
I would watch that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Seems like a very strange combo.
Have you ever seen the documentary Jodorowsky's Dune?
No.
Oh, this is a very interesting documentary. Jodorowsky was the first guy to ever sort of attempt to make a Dune movie back in like the 80s or maybe even earlier.
That's a crazy name.
Yeah, and so there's a documentary that sort of like relives the making of it. They went really far into development, got to the point where they built this massive book of like art and like a whole plan for it. This was pre-Star Wars, and went out to pitch it, and nobody would take it.
Bad timing.
Yeah. But a lot of the pieces of the film ended up in other films because a lot of the people involved in it were some of the best. I don't know how to say his name, Geiger, who's one of the creators of Alien, like the Alien franchise.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, it's very cool. But
so it never got made, but Elements made it too.
Many elements. You can see a lot of it in other films. Yeah, it's interesting. Although Jodorowsky himself is a wild.
I'll have to write it down. I'll have to put that on my list to watch.
What about you though?
I have so many. I feel like E.T. and
hell yeah.
Like if we're talking about extraterrestrials, like that one was great. I was thinking Arrival as well. When I went to film school, I watched Metropolis.
Oh,
and that was one of the first films that I watched. That was an old, from 1940s.
Right, yeah.
And of course, it's propaganda.
Is it?
German propaganda.
All right.
So it was about deconstructing what it was all about. And because it's sci-fi, I fell in love more with film after watching Metropolis.
Cool.
It has nothing to do. It's more robotics, but that's what I like about sci-fi. It's just it goes beyond aliens and space travel. And talks like in more generic terms about just what the future holds for us. And another one like more recently is Her.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Not really more recently, but I feel like it was
that
one
movie
of
was
those.
2015.
I know
it's over 10 years old now.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? It feels like it just came out.
And it's like normal.
Yeah.
I feel like if you watched it now, you'd be like, that's my everyday.
That is true. I do talk to AI a lot.
There are people marrying their AI.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Which is absolute lunacy. But you know
wild,
what?
yeah.
Loneliness is a really difficult thing.
It's true.
And who am I to judge? If that's something you want to do it.
Completely
Just let
agree.
it go.
Yeah.
Let your freak flag fly.
For sure. But be safe because,
be kind and be safe.
Yeah.
Those are important things.
Yeah. Anyway, Chapter 2 of Project Hail Mary. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I'll go through a little bit of like a synopsis or debrief.
Tell us what
of
happened in
chapter
this
2.
episode. Yeah.
So basically, we end on chapter 1 with him being like, "Where am I? The gravity is weird. I'm trying to figure out if I'm in space or not." He goes on for about a page talking about a centrifuge, and if he's in a centrifuge or on space. And I felt like that was a weird thing because I've never seen a centrifuge on Earth before.
Right.
But anyway, they go through the science of why he thinks this, and is trying to uncover where he is. And he finds out, of course, he's in space. He's also in a toga, not naked anymore. That's too bad. But he figured he rigged up a sheet contraption.
Yeah.
And then there's these flashbacks he keeps getting, and I think it's probably a strategic thing. That he's having these flashbacks when he's still under this amnesia coma.
A strategic thing from who? The writer?
The writer.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm putting that out there.
I think you're right.
So I'm kind of squinting my eyes at you, being like, is this true or not?
Right.
That they might be strategic. Anyways, because everything else is the food, the muscles, everything that they're doing to keep him alive seems very strategic.
Very
that
planned.
It made him
forget
himself.
Right.
Anyway, I digress of the synopsis. Anyway, we get to see more characters. Marissa is a friend of his that he meets with at a pub, and they talk about the Petrova Line. They talk about the sun dimming, and that this Petrova Line might be stealing energy from the sun.
Right.
So that's interesting because I don't think I've seen a story or any films cover the subject.
Right. Well, there was Sunshine.
Yes.
Which is actually a great sci-fi film that is maybe on my list. But
write that down.
But the conceit of that, as far as my memory goes, is just simply that the sun is just dying.
Yeah.
And it's no longer supporting Earth life the way we need it to.
I know. So chapter 2, we're already in like dire straits.
Similarities here,
wow, we didn't know anything in chapter 1. Now we know a lot of information, which is very cool. And then, if the sun does dim, then we're in a second coming of an ice age, and it's bad news that it's gonna, increase 1% every 9 years, and then it increases. It's for some reason it's doubling or tripling, and then in 20 years it's going to take 5% of the sun.
Right.
Which is bad.
Which would be
not good.
Destructive. World ending. Yeah.
Wouldn't be a great sci-fi novel without a world-ending synopsis, right? And why is the sun dying? That's a question that is on his mind. We don't know his name yet. He doesn't know his name yet.
Yeah.
And so a lot of stuff comes back, and he's feeling connected to these people who are dead. And he's like, I must know them. There must be people that I know, these people who died.
Yeah, this is an interesting part of the book where he's feeling feelings, but he doesn't even necessarily know why he's feeling those feelings.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's very interesting. Yeah. And I think the memories that he then has about Arclight and Sandra Ellis, the reporter, and Dr. Brown, is the second memory that he has. And they talk about, this unmanned aircraft that goes into the Petrova Line to then download the information.
Okay.
But they're using X-ray spectrometers and they're using an X-ray spectrometer and collecting microscopic samples of these microbes. And so basically this is the moment in time where you kind of know that there's aliens that they're thinking lives in this Petrova Line.
Right.
And then he says, I can't wait to tell the kids. And then he wakes up from this, nightmare fueled examination of who he is.
Right.
Yeah, a flashback.
Yeah.
To being like, what? I was so close to finding out my name.
Yes.
With the computer saying angular anomaly. And they keep saying angular anomaly.
It's a bit of a
I can't
tongue twister. Yeah.
And he knows that he lives in San Francisco, and he knows he's a teacher. And so at this point, he's identified that he is in space, that he kind of knows who these people were that are in that unfortunately died, and why did they die is still a question. And he's getting these little packets of goo that he's consuming.
Yes. His food, yes.
His food. And then he calls himself by another name, and it's...
Oh, we got to look it up.
It's the best.
It's a good one. It's another Andy Weir comedy moment.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it.
Which tab is it?
So many tabs.
You have a lot of tabs. It's great.
I'm trying my best to figure out where these tabs are.
It's so smart. I'm so jealous. I need to do this. Or
it's hard to do when you're listening to an audiobook. You can't tag it.
Yeah.
He calls himself. I found it. I'm the great philosopher Pendulous.
Ah, yes.
Because when he's doing his
science
tests,
experiments,
exactly.
Yes.
But then there's another one. I feel like there's another toga one.
You know,
Emperor Comatose.
Emperor Comatose.
Emperor Comatose. See, this is all over the place. I have too many tabs, Matt.
What is the color coding system?
There's no color coding system.
You've got purple and pink and orange and blue.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the end, he's a teacher. He remembers that he's a teacher.
That's the discovery there at the end. Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't find out his name until chapter 3.
There is, as I recall, there's a nice sort of moment where he's trying to put together, I live alone, I'm single.
So I'm a single man in my 30s who lives alone in a small apartment. Yeah. I don't have any kids, but I like kids a lot. But I don't like this is where this is going.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. A teacher. I'm a teacher. I remember it now. Oh, thank God. I'm a teacher.
Thank God I'm a teacher.
Yeah, that's good. And, I think that's what makes a good author. If you're going to write a book, you have to be like I think an interesting storyteller.
For sure. Absolutely.
And then, the science can come later.
Right.
Which I totally love.
But that's what's so good. Like to Andy Weir's credit, like he, in The Martian, I haven't read Artemis, his other book, but
I haven't read that either.
Yeah. But he's so good at weaving in comedy and real science and real storytelling and making it flow and work really well. Yeah. It's a great book. It's maybe my favorite book I've ever listened to be honest. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's why I bought it for you as a gift. So you could.
If I haven't thanked you on air, thanks, Matt.
I bought it as a gift. I'm important and a good gift giver.
There's a really cool short story. So Andy Weir is actually a short story
That's
author
true,
as well.
Right? Yeah.
And there's a short story that I read a couple years ago. I think it was called The Egg.
Yeah.
And because I was like going down rabbit holes of like the universe and how we're all connected. And it's a beautifully told short story about God and being human and what happens to you when you die. And it's told from a very secure perspective about, like who God is and like what happens to you when you die and where it's beautifully done. And so there's so many YouTube videos like putting his story together in a visual sense and the egg is basically like what you don't become a god because he's like, oh, do I become a god? And at the end of all this,
right?
And because I won't give the short story away all that much, but he says that no, you need to have experience as every single human or life form on this planet, then you can become a god.
Oh, interesting.
And so it's all about reincarnation and
I can read this.
It's like 6 minutes long. It's like
sounds amazing.
Easy.
Huh.
And there's so much YouTube content, which is, as we know, being filmy people like to consume.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so let's talk about your reaction to chapter 2.
Yeah, I mean, I you know what? I am a teacher, and I don't teach kids, admittedly, but I think maybe that was part of what I liked so much about this story too. Is like I had a connection there, and there was something nice about being the conduit for anyone of any age, really, to make a kind of a eureka moment, a discovery. There's something really satisfying about that for me, and I feel like I can see that in this character too, and so I was excited about that, and honestly, the way it's performed in the audiobook is also a lot of fun. So I think that's a really important discovery, and as I'm sure you if you don't already know, you certainly will learn that this is one of the other ways that Andy uses, like for those of us who don't know a lot about science, the fact that the character is also a teacher and the fact that he can flash back to times when he was teaching is a great way to transmit information to the audience that might be a little bit more complex or boring to consume.
Yeah, so, it's interesting. I never thought about that.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's totally true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you?
I was happy to get more information because chapter 1 was like pretty nothing chapter.
Yeah.
So getting more information and having more characters be put into perspective and understanding that there is an end of days quality to the story was really exciting to read.
It's high stakes, right?
Yeah.
Might be the planet at stake. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And him just feeling more confident. I think as a reader, I felt more confident as well.
Right.
With knowing that he was getting to the place where he was going to uncover stuff. But I'm sure everyone who's reading this book is going to find that out.
Right. Yeah.
The whole book is him having amnesia. Boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
I mean, you can already tell, it's he's making discoveries in real time or present time, as he's making discoveries in his flashbacks. And like I said last episode, that's going to continue on. It's effective. Yeah.
Yes, it does make you want to read ahead. And so it is a pretty excruciating, only reading 3 chapters and then having to wait. But that's okay. I will stick with the format.
After our recording session, you're going to be able to keep going.
I love that. And so what's your favorite moment?
Yeah, I mean, all I can think of is those comedy moments always stand out for sure, and like I said, that excitement of, but also the stakes is very important, right? Like knowing I wasn't like all the chapters are bleeding together for me, so to know that even just 5% less sun would be pretty much Earth-ending, planet life-ending, death, not fire, but cold.
Yeah.
That's good to know. It's always good when you have good stakes set up, so that's good too.
Yeah, it helps keep in mind that the sun is very important. It's similar to the moon.
For sure. Yeah.
That it's important to live, to have life on Earth, and Earth's atmosphere is so much different than other planets. And so, as a reader and people who are interested in this, it really puts things into perspective that all these things matter to survival of plants and animals, and that Earth is special. It's a special place.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to live on a gassy planet like Venus.
You and the gassy Venus.
You know what?
I would not want to live on that planet.
I would not want to live on that planet.
Was that your favorite moment?
No, I feel like one of my favorite moments was that the moment where he realizes that he's a teacher.
Yeah.
And honestly, knowing more about the journey that he's on, this arc light.
Yeah.
And knowing that he's on some kind of mission.
Right.
But what's weird to me, and I don't really quite understand why they don't talk about it in chapter 2, is he not nervous? Is he not anxious? Is he not scared?
Yeah.
Like,
we're gonna get there.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
Okay, Matt.
But
when? Chapter 4?
You're like, there are some things. Yeah, I obviously can't say right now, but yeah, we're definitely gonna get there. He doesn't even know necessarily that he's in space yet, right? Officially, or does it, or is he sure of that in this chapter?
I think he's sure of it in this chapter.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But so why is he in space? What his mission is yet to be discovered. But obviously, we're hinting at what it is. But yeah, I think once he does put that together, it's going to be nervous.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, the fact that he's an American. Oh yeah, there was a moment in chapter 1 too where he's like, "Am I American?"
Right.
Thinking in
he uses the units of measurement as a way,
imperial thinking, not the way that Americans do, which is wrong. Sorry, wrong.
It is the wrong way.
But he's sure he's American now.
Yes.
So which is great and really super interesting.
Does he even say something about how Canadians use? Like because we do use metric, but we do use some imperial sometimes for certain things. I forget what, but
he does.
I was like, that's a good little detail that he knows about Canada.
Yeah. Andy Weir Googled Canada. What does Canada do?
Probably did. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I guess what do you think my predictions are? You going to ask me that?
What are your predictions going to be? I don't know. This I was saying off when we weren't recording that maybe we need to do a trailer episode so we can get on the same page about the trailer. Because I don't really want to watch the trailer, but the reason I don't like to watch trailers is because I don't want things spoiled for me. But I've already read the book, so everything's kind of spoiled for me already. So why not read?
And why do spoilers have to be a bad thing? We talked about that in episode 1.
Yep,
I feel like no matter what, if you've read the book, you know what the story is going to be, but you're still going to go see it. You're still going to watch the trailer. It's still going to be interesting.
It's true. I guess for me, could you imagine the example I always give is, could you imagine not knowing that, spoilers for the new Star Wars trilogy, but could you imagine not knowing that Han and Chewie were going to walk back onto the Millennium Falcon? That was revealed in the trailer, and in an amazing trailer moment that made my audience for whatever I was watching go crazy. But not knowing that would have been really cool. So that's why I think spoilers are important to avoid for me, because it does affect my enjoyment of it. There's a movie called Bright on Netflix, and in the trailer for that movie, a really important piece of information that is not delivered until the second last scene of the movie is in the trailer. And I think maybe some people maybe don't. Maybe we're like and we all do this. I think turn off our brains a little bit when we're watching trailers, and it's just like, oh, it's just getting hit with a ton of information, and maybe it's easier to forget. And that's totally okay too. And I don't want to come off as like, oh, he thinks he's so smart that he can watch a trailer and gather information. And maybe some people are just able to just be like, oh, I can kind of forget that for when I watch it. But when a movie has a piece of information that really hinges the entire film, and you're going to give that away in a trailer, I can't accept it. It's very tough for me. So I try not to watch any trailers if I can avoid them.
I think that's smart, and I feel like for this one specifically, I wish I hadn't watched it.
Yeah.
Because of course this is our experiment to talk about each chapter kind of uniquely and be excited about the next ones. But I'm still really curious about when and how, and all these questions are still floating around in my brain.
Well, and you're gonna they hopefully didn't reveal everything, so we're gonna hit a point where all the information in the trailer is going to be up to chapter 21 or something like that. We're gonna hit a place where finally you won't know anything going forward. So I look forward to that moment.
Me too. And having a trailer episode sounds amazing, and we can deconstruct it together. It'd be something that you hate, but you're doing it anyways. Absolutely, doing it for the audience, which is awesome.
Thank you for letting me soapbox about the spoiler thing. That's I don't know if I've really ever done that. So that'll be a good clip. I'm sure we'll clip that out.
Yeah.
All about me and my spoiler hatred.
And then mine, like my apathy about it. Like, whatever, it's great. Whatever you want.
Which is fine too. There's nothing wrong with that either. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I'm looking forward to chapter 3, which is the next one we're going to be talking about. That's how numbers work, where he finds out about a little bit more about what...
That's how numbers work. Sorry, it took me a second. The number after 2 is 3, correct? All right.
Correct, yeah. And really...
Literally, I thought that was like a science thing. I was like, that's how numbers work. Is that something in the chapter that's...
Oh my God, I love that.
Gotcha.
And I tried to look more into what... like to explain in layman's terms, because like anyone can Google what an X-ray spectrometer is, and maybe I'll end each episode with doing a little research about what things are.
Me too. I should do that as well. Yeah.
So basically, an X-ray spectrometer is used, like we were talking about off camera, if you're building a CubeSat. And it has a payload. That payload is an X-ray spectrometer. So you can shoot it up into an anomaly. Let's take, for example, an aurora borealis, because they're still discovering what an aurora borealis is, and the details that can teach us about geomagnetic storms.
Cool.
So look at me talking like I know what I'm fucking talking about.
You sound like it.
So it goes into orbit and collects data, and you take it, and the scientists who understand how it all works are trying to discover how it affects human life and our atmosphere. And so none of it's working, and that's what's freaking out these scientists, is that why isn't the X-ray spectrometer seeing anything? It's almost like they're shooting it into a black hole and they're not seeing anything.
Right. Okay.
So in chapter 1, I did say like 45% of what we see is what is matter, and then the rest is antimatter. It's actually 5%.
Oh,
so
wow.
Way less. I was very wrong.
That's crazy.
It's crazy that the things we can't see, like the
like
human eye cannot see.
95% of what's going on around us, we can't.
Antimatter, dark matter, black magic.
Wild. Black magic, yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty much. So, and
so that means ghosts could be real. They could be somewhere in that 95%. All right, good to know.
100%. And so it basically helps identify what materials are made of.
Right.
And it can look into its past. I didn't know this. I was very curious about how this worked, but how planets were formed. So this is high-tech science shit that we're talking about.
Apparently, yeah.
And what X-ray spectrometers are trying to uncover for scientists are like how black holes are formed, and like what supernovas are made of, and why it all matters. But it is absolutely beyond comprehension, in my opinion. Even scientists that are trying to discover what antimatter is.
Yeah.
I can't even fathom what it all means.
It's crazy.
My tiny little bubble in universe.
Well,
where we sit and talk about books and podcasts, and I go to work sometimes, and do a day-to-day job.
Yeah.
And talk to people. Oh, that was one of the things I loved in chapter 3.
We'll go to chapter 3.
Chapter 3. Thanks, Matt. This was so fun.
That was awesome. And you know what? There's a little bit of foreshadowing in the fact that you're talking about these devices that we send out. Like, what's a CubeSat? You said CubeSat.
CubeSats are like 3x3 cubes, like a Rubik's Cube. Think of a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
And they can be like the size of a cube, or they can be the size of like 4 put together.
Okay.
That get shot up in, when we're doing the launches from Johnson or Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah.
Through, I think it has been mostly with SpaceX and commercial rockets.
Okay.
And then they get released, and then they collect data. They go through polar orbits or regular orbits, and then they transmit that information.
Interesting. There's a
depending on the payload and what they're trying to research.
Okay. There's something coming up later on, and we'll learn about it in a few chapters, I think. That has a similar function, although it's less to collect data and more to share data, I guess. But we'll get there.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's wrap up and go watch chapter 3 if we're ready.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And where can they find us?
Yeah. I just check out the show notes for a link if I have it. We haven't purchased anything yet. I gotta get a .com, so we'll figure out what that is. But it'll be in the show notes, and we'll have a website. And yeah, you can find out more about me in the show notes. You can find out more about you in the show notes. Yeah.
Thanks for watching and listening.
Yeah. See ya.